you have high hopes for Orlando? I mean, obviously never having been there.
I don't want to tell you guys the truth.
To get on the bus.
Oh yeah.
I want to lie.
Hey, Danny, can I get a video of you saying vote Dwayne Bank for Coach of the Year?
Huh?
Can I get a video saying vote Dwayne Bank for Coach of the Year?
You're insane if you don't vote Bang Ludwig for Coach of the Year. You're nuts. You're out of your mind.
Good man.
Cool. Win it. Later, boys. Good to see you, bro. All right.
Dane, did you get a chance to speak to Ric Flair at all tonight?
I did.
Yeah.
He was really cool. Really nice guy.
First time meeting?
Yep.
Yeah.
First time I ever met him.
How did he end up here at the fights?
He called and wanted to come.
Yeah.
Yep.
Been at the fighter hotel like the last 3 days, hanging around and just,
Yeah, it's cool. You know what? A lot of the WWE guys love the UFC, man, and they all come and stuff. Just Vince doesn't love it. All the other guys do, just not Vince.
Have you talked to Weidman yet? I think he's on vacation now or something, but I mean, I know he said that he would prefer if he talks to his doctor and he comes out healthy and everything, he'd prefer May over July.
Yeah. No, I did talk to him. Yeah, I did talk to him. So what are you asking me?
What would you prefer, May or July? I know Lorenzo said that's what you guys are targeting for him and Vitor. Is there a preference from you guys internally?
No, one or the other. We like both, so we're gonna see what happens with him. Like you said, we're waiting for that MRI.
Yeah, he told me he likes May just because then he wants summer off.
He wants a real summer. Yeah. He said he wants to have a real summer, with his family. And when you live back east, I don't blame you.
Right. Dominic, was this in some ways? I don't want to corner you into saying this, but was this for some ways for the best for him?
No, it's no way it's for the best. I mean, this kid, if it wasn't for bad luck, he'd have no luck at all. I mean, it's just, I couldn't feel more sorry for a guy than I do Dominic Cruz. The things that have happened to this kid over the last 2 years are, I think him and Kat Zingano are neck and neck for bad luck. You know what I mean?
I mean, at the very least, now he doesn't have to come into a fight against a guy who hasn't lost in 9 years or something like that.
Right, but he wanted it. That's the fight he wanted. He's the champ, and he wanted that fight, and it's tough.
Did he say when he could possibly be back? Months, weeks?
Who knows now? I mean, every time the kid's supposed to come back, he gets hurt.
Yeah.
Will this be if it hits 3 years? Will that be the longest you've ever? Is that the longest you've ever seen with anybody?
No doubt about it. I think it might be the longest already. I don't think anybody's ever gone this long.
Yeah, Mir wasn't nearly this long after his motorcycle.
Nobody. Yeah. Mir got hit by a friggin' car and wasn't out this long. Anderson won't be out this long.
Yeah. If Uriah loses to Barao, what next with him? I mean, because he's on this constant pattern.
What's next with Barao?
For Faber. If he does.
Well,
if he can't
on
win
both
the fight.
sides. If Barao goes out and stops Faber, he's probably the pound-for-pound best fighter in the world. Number one. Number two, if Faber wins, wow. I mean, it'd be obviously he'll win a UFC championship, which is amazing, but it'll be the biggest win of his career in every sense of the word.
Not even close. If he loses, though, he just continues to, he drops back and then wins a couple and works his way back up.
Even if he loses, I mean, look at the year he's had.
Yeah.
His last year was insane. He looks better. He looks better than he's ever looked.
Where does Rockhold go from here? Top 5 guy. I mean, he's right there in the mix with the middleweight.
Yeah, that's what we got to figure out. We got to see what's next for him. He looked awesome tonight. Looked awesome.
Do you guys have early numbers on Fight Pass and how? I mean, I know you're tweeting a lot about it, all of you guys.
Yeah, Fight Pass is awesome. It's doing very well. And the thing is about Fight Pass is just going to continue to get better and better and better and better. We're going to continue to add content, and we're working on some other pretty cool stuff for Fight Pass that I think people are going to dig. Did
you see the WWE's doing the same kind of thing, and they just rolled theirs out Monday night, I think.
Yep.
I don't watch them, but it was on in the hotel room.
Yeah,
stuck. But
yeah, I think you're going to see more leagues and more people doing it. Yeah, it's a no-brainer.
Did you guys know that they were doing that and that it was going to come around the same time?
Well, 13 years ago when we bought this company, when the technology was, this is what we've been waiting for. We've been waiting for this for 13 years. I was saying it, go back to my old interviews. I said, this thing works all over the world. No matter what color you are, what country you come from, what language you speak, we're humans, fighting's in our DNA. This works everywhere. We're going to get this thing out there. We're going to bring it to all these different places. And what do you think is going to happen when everything goes online? millions of people from around the world can watch at the same time. And you know, normally when you launch something, you know, you're going to have all kinds of problems and you're trying to work out the kinks and stuff. I was in Wyoming on a mountain in Wyoming, and I couldn't even get cell service. And I watched a fight from China on a mountain in Wyoming without one glitch. No audio, no video glitch. It's awesome. And the thing's just going to keep getting better and better. And wait till you see the plans we have of other stuff that we're bringing into Fight Pass. It's pretty cool.
Do you guys have like a timeline of when everything is going to be up there? Like if you're talking about uploading the full library of everything,
right?
It doesn't happen overnight.
Right.
Everybody knows that.
So what we're hoping for is to have the thing, everything we own on there by the date when you can't watch free anymore. Everything will be on there, and what we're going to do is, even though there's issues. There might be, issues with old Tale of the Tape has a sponsor on there that shouldn't be on there and things. We're still going to put it up, and then we're going to take that stuff down piece by piece and start to fix it while it's all up there, and continue to add more and more content over the next year.
Gotcha. Cool.
WWE is putting all their pay-per-views on there. Is that a viable thing, and is something that you guys might consider in the future, you think?
You know, Vince is a guy he's a trailblazer. I mean, look at the stuff that Vince has done throughout his career with WWE and how he took wrestling and where he brought it. Who knows? Maybe that works for him. Doesn't make sense to me.
I couldn't believe when I heard. I thought that I was hearing it wrong. That your $9.99 a month was going to get you access to be able to order the pay-per-view.
Well, now you're
on there.
seeing that a lot of the distributors are talking about dropping them.
Yeah, DirecTV is pissed. Yeah,
DirecTV and others too are talking about dropping them now. So he's an animal, man. He's a trailblazer, and it's hard to doubt Vince when you look at what he's done. And when you talk about Vince's career, and the things that he's done, the one thing that everybody always throws up, XFL. Okay, so one thing he tried didn't fucking work. Okay, but how long's the guy? When I was a little kid, watching Vince on TV during wrestling when he was one of the commentators. That's how long this guy's been around and how long he's been kicking ass. So, good for him. I hope that hope it works out for him, and I hope it's successful for them. I have nothing. He hates the UFC. We don't hate the WWE.
Does he hate the UFC?
Sometimes, yeah, it seems like it.
Sometimes.
Yeah. Sometimes it seems like it. I wish him and the WWE nothing but the best.
So you guys won't be sharing Brock Lesnar anytime soon?
Never know.
You've been so coy about the Lesnar question.
How am I coy? I mean, do we talk? Yeah, me and Brock talk. I said recently Brock feels like he said that he has some regrets with MMA because he wasn't healthy, because he was going through those stomach problems the whole time that he was here. So he has regrets. He thinks, Brock Lesnar, who's 100%, could have done much better. I told him, you're out of your fucking mind. You came in here with one fight and you became the heavyweight champion. It was fun having Brock here. He has some regrets, and would he like to fight again? I'm sure he would. So we'll see how this whole thing plays out.
So it's a possibility down the road?
So yeah, it's definitely a possibility.
Do you agree in a sense that, if he had no diverticulitis, if he was completely healthy the entire time, could he have gone on and,
It's interesting. Well, he became the heavyweight champion with diverticulitis.
Right.
What would he have done without it?
Right.
And he was, from the first day he fought in the UFC until his last fight, he was suffering from it. And, he never felt right and just didn't know why. And then it really hit him.
Right.
So he feels like he was fighting here at, 40%.
Even Mir says it. Mir says if, Velasquez fought the Lesnar that I fought in the second fight, it would have been a different fight,
Right.
He's a different Lesnar because he was, a shell of his, of what he was, his athletic self.
It's interesting.
It is interesting.
I know you're not going to drop the actual number for us, but you guys are, I'm assuming, happy with how the buys went last month for the Weidman Silva fight.
Yeah, they didn't suck.
Good way to end the year.
Yeah, they didn't suck. It was a great way to end the year. I knew it though. I had said it before. You don't hear me going in to every fight saying this is going to be the biggest one we've ever done. And and if you watch the lead up to that week, I mean the buzz not just in Vegas, but all over the country and all over the world. I mean, in Brazil and all these other places, and it felt like it anyway. So I knew it was going to be, and it delivered. It was a great night.
But it wasn't the biggest one ever, though, right? I mean, but it was big.
It was the biggest one ever in some ways. Yeah.
Dana, excuse me, I'm sorry. Let me ask you, I don't know if these brothers have asked you already, what happens if there's a Super Bowl change, man, and they move it to Saturday or Sunday? What is the plan for that? Have you ever thought about, the February 1st card? Or
If they move the Super Bowl to Saturday?
Yeah. Or
Is they talking about that?
No, I don't know, but I mean, the weather's probably going to be bad that Sunday. They may move it to Monday. I know.
Oh, you're talking about them move? There's no way in hell. It would never happen in a million years. They would never. They don't give a shit if it's snowing rocks. They're going to play on Sunday.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Right. So you don't think there's any change that'll happen to the February 1st card?
No, because that would really fuck me up because the Patriots are going to win next week, and then I'm going to go to the Super Bowl and watch the Patriots play in the Super Bowl.
I hear you.
They wouldn't make it Saturday anyway, probably. If there was some kind of blizzard, they wouldn't do it on
They
Saturday.
probably would do it Monday or something like that.
Who knows?
Probably. I was just wondering if
I
you
can't
heard
see
of
them moving the Super Bowl, man. They'll play.
Yeah.
That's a Sunday game.
They'll play.
What's
That's one of the hazards of doing it in New York. You're going to run into some bad weather maybe. And
Right.
I mean, they've had Super Bowls in Green Bay when the football games go off in Green Bay when it's crazy, and
yeah.
it's going to be cold though.
Oh, is it?
We know that.
Yeah.
Would
You
you?
enjoy
So-
it if you know.
So Nate Diaz, you said that he turned down the fight against Khabib. He's saying, and his manager is saying, no, that's not what happened. Michael Johnson's now getting involved.
Well,
with
if you look at what was
Khabib,
said, they don't seem to be on the same page.
That is
his
correct.
manager and him don't seem to be on the same
It's
page.
shocking.
Yeah, and basically, listen, I like Nate Diaz. Nate and I go all the way back to the Ultimate Fighter. I've never had any problems with Nate, but first of all, Nate's won one fight out of his last 3 fights, right? And to be talking about a contract renegotiation when you've won one fight, granted, he looked good. He looked good against Maynard, but now you're back on track to and to ask for a title fight, like I should be fighting for the title or I should be doing this. Dude, you just won one fight. Yeah. And the way that I look at it, and it's not just those two, but people aren't too excited about fighting this guy, But I love his attitude. He's calling everybody out and saying, let's do it, let's fight.
Right.
I love that kid's attitude. It's my kind of guy.
You talking about Khabib?
Yeah. He's a stud.
Yeah. He's
Love it.
He's a beast, man.
His Twitter's hilarious.
Huh?
His Twitter's hilarious.
Yeah. He's hilarious, man. I like guys that are willing to step up and fight anybody. They don't care,
One last quick one on the Orlando show, the Brown Verdum fight. That would be a solid headliner for any Fox show, but obviously you guys have said that's not the headliner.
Well, we didn't say it wasn't. We just said
You're still looking.
We're still building the card. Yep. It's a big fight.
No ideas yet of
the winner of that fight fights the heavyweight champion for the title. So.
Oh, the winner of Brown Verdum?
Yeah.
So that could wind up being the main if you guys don't come up with something better.
Yep.
Gotcha. Cool.
So the reason
something better would have to be a title fight.
Yeah, for sure.
So the reason for my shitty question to Romero is because Twitter was
I heard
buzzing like
that
crazy.
They were saying that he did.
And I drew the short straw because Grapasi and Erickson said they wanted to ask about it.
That.
So I said, "Fuck it."
I honestly don't even know if it was true. I don't know if it's true. I didn't.
Did you see
it.
the video at all? It could, whatever.
Yeah, I didn't see it.
What guy's gonna crap his pants in a fight and then say, "Yeah"?
Is that why you used?
Nobody wants to say
Is that why you said shitty question?
Yeah.
Well done.
Thanks.
Well played.
That was me being witty.
I like
or
it.
attempting to be.
All right, man.